Hi everybody. You know, and I gotta say this now with this video because this video goes with that last video. And I partially was thinking of what went on in this article that I'm going to read. Because this article and the last article that I talked about in the last video go hand in hand with each other because they got a lot to do with Hawaii and everything. And like I said in the first video, all of these videos saw them on Yahoo, and I'm going to read them more or less verbatim. This one I saw, and this was dated Friday, March the 9th. So, it was just, a week later. This is called Hawaii Apologizes to Tourists Booted from Airport. Really, what is going on with these airports in Hawaii, people? I mean, seriously. I mean, it just begs the question, to be asked, what the heck? This article was written by Jennifer Cinco Calahera. Says, Honolulu. Hawaii officials said Friday that a security guard's decision this week to kick a group of stranded tourists out of an airport and into a stormy night was an embarrassment to the state. Parts of Hawaii have endured an almost week's worth of relentless rain that has closed schools, blocked roads, and overflowed sewers. When heavy rains canceled flight out of Kauai after midnight on Tuesday, about 20 passengers were stuck at the airport. The small airport in Lihue normally closes overnight, and the guards told the passengers, including a pregnant woman and a disabled man, that they needed to leave immediately. Everybody is flabbergasted that the security guard wouldn't let them stay at the airport. Department of Transportation spokesman Daniel Mezenzel said he basically put them on the curb in this terrible rainstorm. The Hawaii Tourism Authority and Hawaiian Airlines have been trying to help state officials contact the kicked out passengers so they can get personal apologies. The state's Lieutenant Governor Brian Schatz managed to reach one couple by phone at their Littleton, Colorado home on Thursday. I said, "We're sorry and we wanted to express our aloha," Schatz said of the 15-minute phone call. "There's nothing that can be done to undo this mistake. I imagined myself and my wife being treated like this. I thought it was important to try to make it right." Michael Young, who was on Kauai with his wife celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary, described the apology from Schatz as heartfelt. Young, 71, told the Associated Press that the security guard had threatened to call police if the passengers didn't leave. Young and his wife were among about 10 people who couldn't find a hotel room. Other passengers managed to get rooms and rental cars, but many hotels were booked or inaccessible because of flooded roads. Meanwhile, Sue Kahono, executive director of the Kauai Visitors Bureau, was struck at the Honolulu airport trying to return home when she heard there might be problems at the airport on the way. She asked her husband, an off-duty fire captain, to drive over. That's when a 5-day vacation full of mostly rainy days turned around for the Youngs. "There was this kind Hawaiian fireman, bless his heart," Young said. "He had to be an angel. He commandeered a taxi that took us to a shelter. The crowded shelter, the soaking wet Youngs had to sleep on a concrete floor, but were welcome with the hospitality Hawaii is famous for, including a woman who brought them bananas from her yard. They were so gracious. They were such kind representatives of Hawaii," Young said. "Thank God for the shelter." They headed back to the airport at 5 a.m. and caught a 35-minute flight to Honolulu and then to Denver. The security guard worked for Securitas, a company contracted by the state, and has been reassigned, Menzel said. I have to ask. I mean, and it just begs to be asked. You know what? It's the same freaking airport. And both the breast pump story that I just did in the last video and this one, it's the same freaking airport, people. I mean, you gotta ask what the hell's going on at this airport. I mean, it's the same. I just caught that. It's bad. I mean, okay, the TSA agents in this airport need to figure it out, and so does the security guards. I mean, and Tony, Tony just, I emailed him this article, the one about the tourists getting booted from the airport. And Tony said to me, you know, that he can't believe that security guard acted that damn asinine. And you know, Tony was shocked and just very pissed off that security guard acted that dumb. I mean, Tony and I had this long conversation about this. Tony and I said that, you know, if it had been us, that we would have put them by the bathroom and just said, okay guys, you know, just sit here, you know, stay in this one area, you know, here's a bathroom, if it gets worse, run in the bathrooms. You know, that's what we agreed we would have done if it had been us. We wouldn't have kicked them out in the rain. Come on, you know, I mean, seriously. I mean, you know, I know better. You know, and Tony knows better. I mean, like I mentioned in the last video, Tony worked at the airport here in Kentucky. It's Northern Kentucky, Greater Cincinnati International Airport. You know, it is not, just for the record, CVG is not in Cincinnati, people. It's in Hebron, Kentucky. Okay? I mean, in parts of Florence and Erlanger. Okay? Just so you know, it is not over there across the river. Alright? That's why I call it the Northern Kentucky Greater Cincinnati Airport, because it's physically in Kentucky. Okay? It is not in Ohio. I hate to break it to you. Okay? As much as the Buckeyes would like to claim different, it's not. It's physically in Kentucky. But, you know, anyway, I mean, I couldn't imagine CVG pulling this kind of crap. I mean, you know, and it's like if something like that happened here, you would not believe the kind of stink that would, you know, happen here. I mean, this CVG is a Delta hub. You know, it's not as big as Atlanta, you know, the hub there, but I mean, it's a hub, and DHL runs out of CVG all the time. In fact, they're adding more jobs, yay, to the area for that. I mean, you know, and I can't imagine something like that happening. I mean, you know, that's irresponsible on that security guard's part. I mean, it is. It's just awful that, you know, he or she did that. I think it's a him. Yeah, it was a guy. I mean, it's wrong. And, you know, I think that the people that run that airport there in Hawaii, let's see, what was the name of, Kauai, and, you know, what, I just saw it, in Kauai, at Louis, or whatever it's called. You know, I can't believe that these people, you know, are that bad there. I mean, you know, I think what they need to do is close that airport down and do the following things. 1, retrain all of the TSA people to not be so stupid. And 2, get a security guard in there from Securitas that knows how to do their stuff. And you know, if Securitas wants, you know, because I have to say this, Tony works for Securitas. Tony would have not done anything like that, much to his credit. Tony can train this person, okay, because Tony, like I mentioned before, has airport experience and, you know, is security guard trained. I mean, you know, common sense stuff, you know. But anyway, I'm very proud of Tony, and I think that this whole, you know, Hawaii thing, you know, this is 2 stories, 2 separate incidents of something stupid happening at the same airport. I mean, there's something up with that there in Hawaii, you know. But anyway, I want to pause here because I've got more stuff to talk about here, though. Alright, so hang on.